Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Jay's Beer Review. I'm going to do something a little different today. I'm going to drink a beer from Poland. Now, I tend to drink all different types of beer, but lately it seems like I'm mainly drinking a lot of like American craft beer, and I've been kind of going away from like other countries' beers. I mean, with the exception of like maybe Germany and England. So I wanted to try doing something a little different, and I went to like my import section at my beverage center, who's 6th Street Beverage, and because I always see these beers, but I never know anything about them, so I never pick one up, and I said, you know what, let me try one of these. I actually went with a recommendation from one of the guys at the beverage center and said, hey, if any of these like Poland and Czechoslovakian beers and all that, which one would you recommend? And this was the one that was recommended to me, and it is Zywiec Porter. Hopefully, I'm not butchering that too bad. Again, this beer is a product out of Poland. And I think the name of the brewery is also called Zywiec. I don't see anything else on here that would indicate it's a different name. Now, this beer does weigh in at 9.5% alcohol by volume. And the glass I'm going to use is my Guinness Porter glass because, since it's a porter beer, why not drink it out of a porter glass? So with that said, I mean, I'm really interested to see what this is going to be about. I think the biggest thing that throws me off is it's 9.5% alcohol by volume. I don't think I realized it was such a big beer because porters are usually like not the world's strongest beers unless they're like imperial or something. So with no further ado, let's give this a try. Alright, that's about as much as I'm going to fill with this one right now. There is a little bit left in the bottle, but that's because this bottle is bigger than like your standard 12 or 16 ounce. I think it's probably around 20 ounces. It actually just says 500 milliliters on it. What we do have here with the beer I do have is a very, very dark beer here. I wouldn't quite call it completely opaque because there is some like brownish hue to the bottom and a ever so slight transparency as well, but I mean it is pretty darn dark and it looks really thick as well. Because of the color, I can't tell the carbonation other than from the head, and the head is like a 3-finger head, really nice head, really tiny bubbles, which means it's either going to stick around for a while and or leave a nice lacing on the glass. The aroma, whoa. A lot more alcohol in the nose than I ever expected, mixed in with a light sense of like a dark roast. All right, well, let's give this a try. Cheers. Ooh. That alcohol is pretty burning on the throat there. I'm actually surprised. But once you get adjusted to that, which was easily adjusted, a really nice smooth mouthfeel, a nice chocolate dark roast like malty-like flavor. Carbonation is low. Really sessionable, easy drinking beer here for the 9.5% alcohol after you get adjusted to that, a slight alcoholic burn that you get on the throat. And there's like almost like a chalkiness that sticks to the throat a little bit. Not quite as chalky as you would say like an oatmeal stout, but certainly reminds me of like maybe that like maybe like the Sam Smith's Tatty Porter there. How it's got like that like kind of like coating like throat feel. No doubt this is a very, very tasty porter for sure. It was definitely a great recommendation. And even though the alcohol is apparent in this, you're still getting some really great flavors once you get adjusted to that. So I'm enjoying this so far. I'm going to go ahead and drink some more of this and get back to you in a little while. All right, well, I'm back, and as you can see, I have just a little bit of beer here left. First thing I want to say is while on the break, because I didn't really know much about the beer, I actually did go to Rate Beer and check out, get some information on the beer while I drank it. And the first thing I want to point out is it's, according to Rate Beer, it says that this is brewed by Braki Brauer Zimkawi otherwise known as the Zywiec Group / Heineken. So I think the brewery is Brachy Brauer Zimbabwe, and they're owned by Heineken, possibly. The other thing I want to point out that it is a Baltic porter, not just a simple, or just your basic porter, which would also explain the high alcohol percentage at 9.5, because, your typical average porter is usually low in alcohol, but a Baltic porter is almost like an imperial porter in a way. And that also would kind of like explain the chalky-like residue, the full flavor that it has, because Baltic porters do tend to be, full-flavored, full-bodied beers, and that's exactly what we had here. But now about the beer. First off, you can see that there's still just a little bit of head hanging in there, and there's a nice lacing, just sticking, like uberly sticking to the glass there. Look at that. I mean, I'm going to have to rinse the glass out when I'm done just to get that off. It's so thick. It's sticky. It's everything that's great about a nice, thick, full-bodied porter. The flavor was really remarkable. It had a really nice, smoky, like malt-like flavor, little hints of chocolate in there as well. It was real smooth, extremely smooth, and it just went down really easy, even though it had the 9.5% alcohol. You could definitely detect that in the taste and the finish a little bit, and you could even detect it after drinking the full one. I do even have a slight little buzz, but it's not overwhelming. I mean, it's certainly within the realms of easy drinkability still, even for that high alcohol percentage. I think this is a really good quality porter here. It's been a while since I had a porter this good, and I'm really happy that I decided to change up my style a little bit and go with something unique or something I never heard of. And I also want to thank the recommendation from my beverage center, because this was a really good, well done, almost I would say world-class porter here. It was that good. I enjoyed it a lot. So with that said, I am going to go ahead and do my final chug and then give you my final thoughts and grade. Wow. Smooth as a baby's bottom for 9.5. As far as final thoughts and grade, I'm going to call this excellent. I'm not going to quite call it top notch, because again, I'm kind of picky when I give that grade out because of all the great beer I've had that just knocks me off my socks. But I mean, this was a really excellent beer for sure. I think anybody that picks this up and likes dark roasted malty beers like this is going to have no problem drinking it and no problem handling the 9.5 that it packs, because of the flavors are so there. I mean, you're talking full flavored, full bodied, smooth, and just really tasty beer here. So that's what I think of it. So again, that was the Zywiec Porter, or otherwise known as maybe the Zywiec. I don't know. Rate Beer gives a pronunciation, and it's still confusing to me. Zywiec. I don't know. Zywiec sounds better to me, personally. But till next time, thanks for watching.